Why would I move when I've got a 3% mortgage rate? Let's be honest, you've probably heard that objection more times than you can count right now. And I get it, that rate is hard to walk away from. The people in your database locked in some major wins a few years ago, and they're holding on tight. But here's the thing, keeping a rate and keeping a home aren't always the same conversation. So what if we flip the script? Instead of asking someone if they're thinking of selling their house and holding your breath as you know that 3% objection is coming, start with this question instead. What are the chances you'll still be in this home 5 years from now? Now that stops people in their tracks because it makes it real. Life doesn't freeze just because your interest rate is low. Families grow, jobs change, retirements get closer, priorities shift. And the house that works today might feel a little tight, too big, or just off in a few years. Or maybe it does already. Now here's where it gets interesting and what changes the conversation to one about timing rather than I'll never move. And this is what you need to be showing your database right here. Take a look at this graph. You see, even though the market has cooled off a bit recently as mortgage rates have been higher, home prices are still projected to rise pretty steadily over the next 5 years. This is based on the latest home price expectation survey, and it shows that the typical $400,000 home could cost almost $80,000 more by 2030 when you apply projected appreciation over the next 5 years. So while prices are creeping up by 3 to 4% annually in most markets, someone who's waiting for rates to come down to make their move is making a pretty costly decision. And sure, prices are going to vary by local market, I get that, and mortgage rates may come down a little from where they are today, but let's be clear, no one's projecting we're going back to 3% rates either. That ship has sailed, and honestly, it's not turning around. Here's a look at the latest mortgage rate forecast, going all the way out through the end of 2026. Most experts say, based on what they know today, that rates may get into the low to mid sixes over the next 18 months or so, but that's not a huge swing from where we are right now. Yes, it's better, and yes, this can change on a dime based on shifts in the economy. And that's likely to happen, but it could cost those who are waiting it out and trying to time the market perfectly. Because let's say your client is holding on to their 3% rate, but they know they'll need to move in 2 or 3 years anyway. What they're really doing is waiting to buy at a higher price to get a house they already know they're going to need. And that's where you come in. Because this conversation you need to have right now isn't about convincing someone to move. It's about helping them understand the timing and the real numbers they're working with. Because real estate rewards those in the market, not the ones who try to time it perfectly. And having that conversation is a complete game changer. Because using visuals like these to show the data and explain what it all means will help your database see that this isn't about pressure, it's about planning. You're not being pushy or salesy. You're helping them make informed decisions with your guidance. That's what people need right now. Because sure, that 3% rate was a smart move a few years ago, but clinging to it when you're going to have to move anyway might actually cost more in the long run. And your clients who get that, they're the ones who will be ready to make a smart move when the time is right. And they'll turn to you for guidance because you've helped them understand it all along the way. So the question to be asking right now isn't, hey, have you thought about selling your house? I can show you what your neighbors just sold for. That's not a value add anymore. The question to ask is, what are the chances you'll be in this house 5 years from now? Because that question and the answers you provide helps them stop wondering if they should move and start thinking about when. And if you're not out there having these conversations right now, you're letting someone else get ahead of you. Another agent who's reaching out, engaging, adding value, and ultimately closing more deals. So your job is to make sure that person is you.